Alex, and of course, to his side, his right hand, Marcela Cuertas, also on the table, Mrs. Marnidal, as a consultant, from Staatsoli, our host, Ms. Manisha Durga and Mr. Kailas Bisheser, Ms. Priscilla assisting on the table, and Mr. Bilkedijk, I believe, from Improsur, our security company, and of course, Naim, our go-to man if it regards the venue. Thank you for being here. We are talking about the new venue for SEOGS 2025. May I please now invite Alex Mould.
Perfect, thank you. Yes, I think we'll do this part sitting down. Just thank you for coming, and we'll just run through a bit of information on this year's events and on previous events, and talk you through features of the new venue. So I think importantly, the kind of year-on-year growth for the events has been very, very strong. We originally started the event back in 2021 as a virtual event during the pandemic. And since then, as you see the figures for delegates, we've grown the number of delegates attending year on year. And just for your reference, the delegate makeup is normally about 50% from Suriname, 50% international. And really the purpose of an event like this is it serves a dual purpose: to promote local entrepreneurship and to attract international investment. So the exhibitor numbers have followed a similar trajectory. From just over 100 in 2022 to 150 in 2023 to 200 exhibitors last year, and the visitor numbers, which is one of the things that I always find most fascinating for a country the size of Suriname. In 2022 we had 5,000 visitors. In 2023 we had 7,000 visitors, and last year we had an incredible 10,000 visitors. And I think the most important point to make about visitors is it's free to attend SEOGS as a trade visitor. Trade visitors just need to pre-register, and you get access to the exhibition on days 2 and day 3, and then on day 4, the final day, it's open to general public. So anybody, even if you're not in a business, students can come and attend the exhibition. So it's really open to everybody to learn about what's happening in the energy, oil and gas sector in Suriname and the wider region. And I think luckily for us this year, the government has recently announced that there will be a public holiday on June the 20th, which coincides with the General Public Day of this year's SEOGS, meaning it should be more accessible than ever to the people of Suriname to come and see what's happening in the sector. Just jumping on to the next slide, it gives you a bit of a breakdown of the stats and demographics and the geolocation. You know, our job as Staatsoli's kind of partner and the event organizer on this event is really to promote it internationally and to bring international investors and developers to meet here and form joint ventures with Surinamese businesses. And then you can see our projections, our figures that we're hoping to get to for 2025. So kind of, 200 speakers, 250 exhibiting companies, 1,000 delegates, and 12,000 trade visitors, which, maybe that'll be even higher given this conveniently timed public holiday. And these will be coming from around about 40 countries across the world. So yeah, at this point, I'm just going to hand over to Manisha, who will speak a little bit about the corporate social responsibility and what this event SEOGS has enabled us to do in recent years.
Thank you, Alex. Please allow me to do this in Dutch. A little bit easier. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Staatsoli, welcome. The beautiful thing, one of the beautiful things of SEOGS, een van de mooie dingen van SEOGS, is ook de revenues, de opbrengsten die Staatsoli jaarlijks daaraan verdient. Wij hebben van besloten als bedrijf dat we dat niet zeg maar in onze winstpot gaan stoppen, maar dat we 3 scholen een grondige renovatie laten ondergaan. 3 scholen die dat heel hard nodig hadden. Dat hebben we gedaan in gebieden waar we niet operationeel zijn. Bewust hebben we daarvoor gekozen. Dus het waren scholen in Marowijnen en Kommerwijnen. In 2023 zijn we begonnen met de renovatie van het LTS. Als u langs de Jagannath Lachmanstraat rijdt, dan ziet u dat niet alleen het NATIN, maar nu ook het LTS een mooie upgrade krijgt. En dat alles dankzij de revenues van SEOGS En de oplevering daarvan is gepland voor over enkele maanden in juni dit jaar. Verder met de fondsen van vorig jaar, die gaan we deels ook investeren in LTS. We doen dat samen met onze partner Chevron. En het andere deel gaan we investeren in een local content enterprise development center. Een initiatief van Staatsolie en ook anderen die dat wensen te ondersteunen. Dat is het in een nutshell. Dus meedoen aan SEOGS betekent meer opbrengsten die we kunnen investeren in de Surinaamse gemeenschap. Dank u wel.
Perfect, thank you, Venetia. And this is just an overview behind me of this year's venue layout. So, as you know, we're at a new venue. We're here at Roeli's, who are one of our sort of partners on the event, and Naeem's sitting down at the end here. So they've always been our primary stand contractor for SEOGS over the last 3 or 4 years. And now the event has got to a certain size, it needs a bigger venue. So we're very happy to be here. And a new venue provides us the opportunity for lots of new event features, which I'll just talk you through some of the features on the next slide. So yeah, first off, it's a larger venue space. I mean, we've been very happy at the Torre Rica over the last 3 years, but they're building a big new tower, as I'm sure everyone is aware. So we were looking for a new home for the event, and we needed somewhere with more space for the continued growth of the event. It's enabled us to extend Hall 3, so it's now double the size of previous years. It's enabled us to move Hall 1 inside, so we're sitting in what will be Exhibition Hall 1. So it's the first time in three years we've been able to host one of the exhibition halls inside. Hall 2 that you might have seen outside, we've already put up the structure. This is a co-investment we've made with Roeli's in the new Hall 2. So that's there. We're going to build a bigger exhibitor cafe. So exhibitors have a space where they can meet, where they can network, a bigger delegate lounge. So Hall 1 will connect to Hall 2 through a delegate lounge that Varesh and Jumbo will design and curate for us. We will have a new auditorium that you might have seen on your way in, and we can give the press a guided tour afterwards. And that new auditorium, I think, will be the largest auditorium in Suriname now, and take up to 850 kind of delegates for the opening ceremony of SEOGS on day one. We have more parking space. There's a car park over here. There's also another field that we are hiring from the landowner next door. We're already talking to the local communities about the event and the size of it and what's happening, and we've come to an agreement with one of the owners next door to hire a field that will turn into an additional car park. So, nearly all of the delegates and exhibitors that are attending will have a car parking space within the venue, and the traffic and the kind of chaos that the event caused when it was at Torre Rica was something that now we won't have that challenge with this venue. We also have 2 overspill car parks on the other side of the Magenta Canal for all the trade visitors and general visitors that are coming. On top of that, we have pre-camps. So we've actually invested, another investment we're making here locally in 5 pre-camps. So these will be, they're like containers that will turn into private meeting rooms. They'll be connected to the delegate lounge. One will be for Staatsolie, our kind of hosts and our partners. Total Energies have booked one, Petronas have booked one, Chevron have booked one. The other pre-camp will be available to sponsors and exhibitors to book private meetings in a kind of curated concierge service. Because we're here at Roeli's, and it means our levels of customer service will be better than ever before. These guys are professionals. They do this sort of thing for a living, and it means we'll have longer build-up and breakdown times. So all of the local contractors, the stand builders, will have longer to design the stands for this year's event. We'll be able to bring in food trucks, so we can showcase local cuisine, local coffees, local foods. So this is the first time we'll be able to do this, because when you're at a hotel venue, you're kind of constrained to use the hotel suppliers. So that's a fantastic opportunity to bring in more local suppliers and showcase the flavours of Suriname. We'll have a larger Heineken bar or Parbo bar. I mean, obviously they'll sell both. So that's a fantastic thing as well. We won't serve alcohol before midday. We'll be open, as I mentioned before, with the food trucks. We'll be open to more local suppliers because we're in a new venue. It means we can have caterers in. Sorry, I think I'm speaking a little bit quickly. So yeah, there will be more opportunities for more suppliers, more printers, more florists, more stand contractors, more catering companies. We can have different companies providing coffee on different coffee breaks. So it just opens the whole event up to a larger ecosystem of local suppliers here in Suriname. Yeah, as I've already mentioned a couple of times, that the level of customer service that we get here at Roeli's means we're all in safe hands for this year's event. And then there will be a larger rum bar. We're just in the final stages of negotiations with our partners at Borgo Rum, and we will hopefully be able to announce that soon. And again, it's promoting brand Suriname to the world. And then I'm just going to pass back over to Marcella or to Malcolm from Improsa to talk through the initial kind of security plan and sort of traffic and venue plan that we're currently working on for this year's event.
Goedemiddag pers. Ik zal het even toelichten, in het kort het veiligheidsplan voor dit groot evenement. Mijn naam is Malcolm Bilkerdijk, ik ben de CEO van Improser, NV. Zoals u naar de plattegrond kijkt, ziet u dat dit is de plattegrond van het evenemententerrein. Je hebt één rijrichting, dat is de linkse, waar je naar binnen rijdt. Die komen vanaf, zal ik op een andere plattegrond even uitleggen. We hebben met die verkeersstromen rekening gehouden dat het allemaal veilig en goed verloopt. Dus dat je geen verkeersstromen tegen elkaar in krijgt. Mensen worden op het terrein afgezet, VIP's. Je hebt ook een parking space, dat zie je naast hal 2. Dat is allemaal voor genodigden. Die zullen ook allemaal bewaakt worden. En natuurlijk worden de auto's ook ordelijk naast elkaar geparkeerd. Daar zal Improser voor zorg dragen. We hebben in ons securityplan hebben we rekening gehouden met security officers. We hebben rekening gehouden met verkeersregelaars. En we hebben rekening gehouden met parkeerwachten. Zoals Alex al zei en Marcella hebben we nog een paar parking places aan de overkant. Magenta Kanaalweg, dus naast de Rock Oil heb je die. En dus naast de Rock Oil en je hebt hem ook op de hoek van de Frederikshoopweg. Daar heb je een voetbalveld. Ook die zullen bemand worden, zodat alle bezoekers en mensen van de stands veilig hun auto daar kunnen neerzetten. Zoals je kunt zien hebben we goed nagedacht over het veiligheidsplan en hoe de verkeersstromen voor gemotoriseerd vervoer of transport zal plaatsvinden. Je hebt aan de ingang zal zijn via de nieuw weergevonden weg. De Kronenburgweg wordt dan een eenrichtingsweg. Ja, je komt daar inrijden, je wordt daar opgevangen door verkeersregelaars die je begeleiden, informeren. En je rijdt zo richting het evenemententerrein van Roeli's op. De mensen worden daar afgezet op het terrein en daar heb je de andere kant op, de andere rijrichting, dat ze weer uitrijden en dan kunnen ze richting de Frederikshoopweg. Wij zorgen dus voor onder andere de toegangscontrole naar de hallen, de veiligheid op het terrein, het in- en uitgaand transportverkeer en ook het bewaken van de goederen en de stands tijdens het hele evenement. Yes.
Goedemiddag natuurlijk. Ik denk dat we voldoende informatie hebben gegeven. Dus vragen die u heeft, pers heeft altijd vragen, die kunt u nu stellen. Mag in het Nederlands, mag in het Engels.
Goedemiddag, good afternoon. My name is Gloria. I will talk in Dutch and if I have a question, I will ask in English. Meneer Bilkerdijk, u heeft gezegd, u zorgt voor de veiligheid op de wegen. Hoe zit het met de Magenta-kanaal die altijd druk is vanuit de commissaris Wijtingweg? Dat is een standaard file. Wordt daar ook iets mee gedaan?
Hallo. Ja. Ja, daar is goed over nagedacht. We hebben nu een situatie, zoals jullie weten, is momenteel sinds gisteren ook de brug over de Saramaka-kanaal is ook geopend, als het goed is. Dus dat wordt een ontlasting voor deze brug hier bij commissaris Wijtingweg. Dus we hopen dat daardoor iets minder verkeer daarover zal rijden. We weten dat de Magenta-kanaalweg een hele drukke verkeersader is. Vandaar dat we besloten hebben om via hoe heet die straat? Kronenburgweg, ja, het verkeer te begeleiden. Ja.
Welke kant wordt die inrichting? Kan ik hier alleen erin of van die kant alleen erin?
Nee, je kan alleen via de nieuw weergevonden weg inrijden. En daarbij word je dan begeleid door de verkeersregelaars. Ja. Oké, ik krijg een goede aanvulling van mevrouw Marni. We beginnen in tegenstelling tot de voorgaande SEOGS Summits ietsje later. Er is daar ook rekening mee gehouden, ook met de spits, zodat er iets minder verkeer op de weg is.
En hoe laat is dat?
We starten nu om 9 uur, als het goed is. Of 9:30, sorry. 9:30. Ja, correct.
A question for you, sir. You were talking about local content or the local companies. Are you only working with local companies or are other companies involved as well?
Hello. Yeah, well, I mean, our joint venture is with Statsoli and Fossil Energy Consulting. So the organising committee is us as the international partner and Statsoli and Marnie's company as our local partners. We've recently opened an office in Suriname ourselves as well. So Priscilla sits in our office in Paramaribo, and we're looking, and so does Genevieve, who's behind you and passed you the microphone. We're looking to recruit another 3 or 4 people. And then when it comes to actually delivering the event itself, all the operations, all the logistics, I mean, everything is done by local suppliers. Occasionally, we might import something that can't be designed or imported here in Suriname, but again, that's imported through a local company. So when it comes to local companies, all the, I'd say maybe 50% of the exhibitors and the delegates are local companies. Yes, we work with international companies when we're bringing international companies in as sponsors and as delegates. When it comes to delivering the event and all the suppliers that support the event, they are local companies. In fact, I can't think of anyone that is an international company off the top of my head. And I think we have an online exhibitor manual which lists all of the local suppliers that we work with, and a lot of them were here today to meet with exhibitors because they will be building the stands or providing services to the exhibiting companies.
Can you tell me how many countries will attend, will join?
We're hoping we'll have representation from around about 40 different countries this year. I mean, it goes up every year, and as a company, Global Event Partners, we kind of specialize in emerging markets and growth economies. We have a big portfolio in Africa, the Americas, the Middle East. We also have an event in China and China this year and Qatar next year. So as we grow and as this event grows, we can bring in more companies and investors to form partnerships with local companies from further parts of the world. And I think, when we started the event 5 years ago, many people had never heard of Suriname. A lot of people still, when I say I'm going to Suriname, they're, oh, you're off to Africa again, Alex. I'm like, no, it's not in Africa. They speak Dutch. So I think, part of our job is as well as investing, as well as bringing investors here to Suriname, is promoting brand Suriname to the world. I mean, I know the Borgo, the rum factory, I'm a big fan of Steve, the MD. He's kind of a marketing guy, but one of the troubles he's always had selling Borgo is you need to sell brand Suriname. I mean, if you're selling tequila from Mexico or coffee from Colombia or biscuits from the UK, there's kind of a country brand that sits behind your product. So that's something that Suriname is developing, and something that I think this event is doing a lot to help. It's as much about selling Suriname to the world and the warmth and the culture and the people. Because if you're going to come here and set up a company and set up a business, you want to know you're going to be happy working here and working with the people of the country. So selling that is as important as selling the event itself.
Goedemorgen, het is nog voor 12. Mijn naam is Sifra Goudland van ATV. Even though you have the microphone, you can answer further. In one of the first slides, you had it about the visitors that we have with the growth that has been seen from 2021 to last year. What does the organization expect? A bigger venue, a much larger space? Do you expect the visitors rate to expand?
Absolutely, yeah. So I think the slide behind me shows the tracking we've had year on year with delegates, exhibitors, visitors, and besides the bigger venue, besides the national holiday that the government has announced on the 20th that I think will help with the General Public Day, besides the fact that StatSoli are a fantastic joint venture partner to have, there's been this little thing called an FID that I think is going to help bring even more visitors. So Total Energy's FID with their co-ventures that was signed last year and announced, I mean that now has made what's happening here a reality to the world. So if you move to the next slide, our kind of projections for this year, and please, these are just projections, but they are the targets we set ourselves. We are looking for 250 exhibiting companies. We are tracking ahead year on year. I think across the 3 exhibition halls, and bearing in mind we have more space, and Hall 3 is double the size of what it was last year. We're around about 90% of capacity already. So it's looking like another sold-out exhibition. Delegates, given the size of the new auditorium, and that we will have a local content delegate pass for the Friday, for the 4th day. So as I said, it's free to attend the exhibition as a visitor, but there will also be the opportunity, if you just want to attend the 4th day, to buy a local content pass, which is priced at a couple of $100s. We try and make the event accessible to everybody. So we're looking for 1,000 delegates and hopefully 12,000 visitors. And as I said, it's free to attend as a trade visitor as long as you pre-register. That gives you access to day 2, day 3, and day 4. And then even if you're not a sort of business professional, you can attend on the final day on a general public pass. So anyone can attend. I mean, we would, when I say anyone, try not to bring your children and your pets, but anyone that's interested in understanding what's happening in the industry is welcome to come along on that Friday. And if we end up with more than 12,000 visitors, then fantastic.
Speaking of
Oh yes, sorry, just one other thing on the visitor registration, because I know there'll be questions. We don't normally open visitor registration until around about 4 to 5 weeks before the event. And that's because 80% of visitors normally come from the country where the event is. So just so that people are aware. And as I said, it's free to attend as long as people pre-register. And the only reason we ask people to pre-register is so that we get an idea of numbers that will be on site. And that's a health and safety thing, so that we can manage the people. I remember 2 years ago, we actually had to close visitor registration because the numbers were accelerating so quickly that we were worried in discussions with the Torarica that we wouldn't be able to manage the amount of people on site. Once we had the health and safety checks done, then we reopened visitor registration. Normally 4 to 5 weeks before the event, visitor registration opens.
You talked about giving everybody an opportunity to attend the event. Has there been a survey done with the relocation? Because Torarica is in the heart of the city and Roeli is a bit down south, and not everybody really likes coming here. What Manisha explained with the peak and the traffic. Has there been a survey done to see if people are interested to coming this far?
Well, I don't know if there's been a survey as such done, but what I can say is we have spoken to every single one of our 200 exhibitors about the venue move. And, we were planning, we planned the events over a year ahead. And I was here in Suriname in the break during the pandemic when we were originally looking to run the event in Suriname as an in-person event, because the first event was done online. And this was actually the first venue I visited. And at the time, I thought it was a little bit too far out of time and it wasn't big enough because you only had this hall. And then, once the Torarica started building the new tower and we were looking at new venues, I thought I'd come back and look, and I hadn't realized they'd started building the new auditorium. They've also acquired extra land where our Hall 2 is. So suddenly, without having discussions with us, our kind of partners at Roeli's had taken the initiative to add the additional capacity, which means we can now bring the event here. And so, yeah, there are challenges with the traffic. That the biggest thing that I think our customers have been worried about is the time it takes to get to the venue. But I mean, I came this morning. I left at 8 from the Torrerica. It took me 31 minutes. I was here for 2 weeks a month ago. I mean, I'm here. It's like my home from home. I spend so much time here. I feel very at home here. And every time I've done the route in the morning, it's taken me no longer than half an hour. And what I always try and explain to people is, from an international perspective, it's very normal to get on a bus to a conference. It's very normal to commute 45 minutes, an hour and a half, 2 hours to work every day. In a city the size of London, I live in West London. For me to get to the largest convention centre in London, which is in the Docklands in the east, takes me an hour and a half to 2 hours on the train. I mean that's normal. You wouldn't even dream of driving it. So actually, half an hour from on a bus that's provided for you for all of the delegates, or car parking space, as long as you're going against the traffic in the morning, and then in the afternoon, the idea is the exhibition normally finishes at 4:30 to 5. The conference finishes at 5. Then there'll be a drinks reception on an exhibition stand, and then a delegate cocktail in the delegate lounge. So by the time the event's finishing in the evening, the traffic has died down. It means people can head back to the hotels, again against the traffic. And then the evening receptions will be, hopefully, around the pool of the new Radisson, one in the Rum House, probably one in De Waag. So we're managing when people come to the event, when people leave the event, to try and avoid any issues with kind of traffic. And again, we're working very closely with Improsa on a detailed security plan to make sure we're managing traffic in and around the venue. We're providing shuttle buses from all of the major hotels. So yeah, we do everything we can to sort of circumnavigate any potential challenges around the venue move. And I think the fact that people will have a longer time to build up, to break down, they'll be able to work through the night if they need to. It's all very, very positive what we're able to do here. And also it showcases a new venue in Suriname that many people might not have been aware of before, particularly from an international perspective. Much like, we're looking to host a golf day this year because we haven't done that before. And I know from personal experience, lots of internationals that come here aren't aware that there's a golf course. So again, it's promoting brand Suriname to the world.
Thank you. En voor de meneer van Improsa, neemt u me niet kwalijk, ik ben uw naam vergeten hoor. Om terug te komen op dat gedeelte van security. Ik gaf aan, er is een deel bij Rock Oil, waar men, of Roy Boudouno, waar men kan parkeren. Maar
nee.
dat is... Nee, gaat u gaan? Als
Ja, je hebt eigenlijk 4 parking places. Even uit het hoofd. Je hebt eentje hier op het terrein. Je hebt daarnaast nog, naast Rock Oil heb je nog waarschijnlijk 2 parking spots. En je hebt op de hoek van de Nieuwe Zorgweg, daar bij het voetbalveld, heb je ook nog een parkingspot. Ja.
Dus het gaat voor mij om de locaties. Want ik denk dat de mensen die op de venue gaan zijn, gaan hier parkeren. Dus er gaat sowieso geen plek zijn voor anderen. Het is toch wel een eindje om te lopen. Zijn er misschien caddies of moet men gewoon lopen vanuit de parkeerplaatsen? Want je hebt bepaalde vrouwen met hun mooie hakken en het is toch wel een eindje lopen.
Ja, ook daar is over nagedacht. Dus de organisaties zijn nog bezig om daar een soort shuttle faciliteit te creëren. Zodat de mensen van de parkingspots naar de hallen kunnen komen.
Dat gaat tenminste goed zijn. Dank u wel.
Goedemiddag, ja, het is al 12 uur. Speciaal voor de veiligheid. Ik zie in uw plan geen locatie voor de spoeddiensten.
Ja, de spoeddiensten gaan we hier ook onderbrengen. Er wordt een plekje gecreëerd vlak bij de ingang. Dus als je daar, het zal zeer waarschijnlijk bij het inrijden zijn of bij het uitrijden. Daar hebben we nog geen specifieke plek bepaald. Maar daar wordt sowieso rekening mee gehouden. Ik heb hier ook niet verteld alle andere zaken zoals de samenwerking met de politie. Zodat we de samenwerking met het commissariaat. Dus dat er goede bewegwijzering komt. Al lang voordat het evenement gaat plaatsvinden. Zodat we alle mensen, verkeersgebruikers kunnen attenderen. Dat er binnenkort wel een een andere verkeerssituatie hier zal zijn.
Waarom ik de vraag ook stel, en ik denk dat vele van ons mediabedrijven ook dezelfde vraag zullen hebben. De media zal regelmatig op en neer gaan. Is er wat bijzonders, iets aparts voor ons geregeld?
Dan zou ik deze vraag eigenlijk bij de organisatie willen neerleggen. Misschien dat mevrouw Marni daarop antwoord kan geven.
Ja, misschien voordat ik die vraag beantwoord. We hebben een long-standing partner als het gaat om health. Mensen kunnen in problemen komen. CCC, die had altijd al een ambulance en een facility bij Torarica. En dat wordt gewoon hier naartoe gebracht. Met betrekking tot de vraag van de media. Dat is een hele goede vraag. Er is de vorige keren was er altijd een plek voor de media. Maar nu praat u over hoe gaan we snel in en uit. Dat is een zaak die we nog verder moeten uitkristalliseren. Daarop kan ik geen antwoord. Maar het is wel een heel belangrijk punt dat u aanhaalt. Nog meer vragen, opmerkingen? Laten we beginnen met de pers. Ontzettend te bedanken dat jullie hier zijn. Het is belangrijk dat we, wanneer we weggaan hier, dat jullie de boodschap heel goed hebben begrepen. Het was belangrijk om vandaag de exhibitors hier te hebben, omdat het een nieuwe venue is. We waren heel goed bij Torarica, maar voor obvious reasons konden we daar niet blijven. We hebben heel lang nagedacht van waar moet het georganiseerd worden. We zijn uiteindelijk, omdat Roeli onze partner is vanaf day one, is het besluit genomen omdat hier de beste plek was en we altijd hele goede service van ze hebben gehad. Vandaar dat het hier is. Net wat Alex zegt, we promoten niet alleen energy, het is meer dan oil and gas, het is energy. We promoten Suriname. Omdat als bedrijven die in de energiesector gaan komen, maar ook alle services die eromheen zijn, moeten ze weten, maar wie zijn die Surinamers? Wat is dat volkje dat daar in Zuid-Amerika is? Dus het was belangrijk dat die ook hun comfort level omhoog ging. Een belangrijke, daarom u ziet, hij praat over Ramhouse. De meeste deals worden gesloten in een networking environment. En daarom we houden van Suriname, houden van feesten. Geef ons brood en spelen, we zijn ready. Als je ons geen eten geeft, op feest naar boom. Eten moet altijd goed zijn. Dus voor de lokalen, want iedereen heeft zijn mond vol natuurlijk over local content. Voor de lokale bedrijven die heel graag onderdeel willen zijn van deze nieuwe industrie. Want het is een hele nieuwe industrie van ons. 45 jaar is staatsolie al bezig, maar offshore is like outer space. So laten we, behalve de royalties en de belastingen en de profit oil, laten we ook de lokalen betrekken. En dat we focussen niet alleen op services voor de industrie, maar dat we met z'n allen, we level up. We level up. Als het nou in de toerisme sector is, van nieuwe mensen komen, focus on the people, housing. So het is veel meer dan alleen 200.000 barrels per dag pompen. Daarom doen we het. En last but not least, the people zijn de eigenaren van deze non-renewable resource. Daarom zie je ook dat het aantal bezoekers op die laatste dag altijd is gaan groeien. Omdat iedereen moet weten, we hebben olie. Wat betekent het? Dus dit platform geeft de mensen in Suriname een flavor van wat is die industrie. Dan kunnen ze dat ook zien. En daarom is het belangrijk. En ik ben een optimist pour sang. En ik ben, dus toen ik hoorde van 20 juni is een vrije dag, dacht ik, het is een goede opportunity voor al die mensen die niet naar hun werk hoeven. Al die jonge mensen die we hoop moeten geven. Van, het is niet alleen maar olie. Er zijn zoveel andere industrieën die hier gaan zijn. Er zitten daarachter mensen die events organiseren. Dus als u een event wil hebben op niveau, dan zijn er mensen die zich zodanig hebben ontwikkeld. En ze verrassen me elke keer weer. Ik was net naar een mooi feestje van de nieuwe Gummels Airport. Het brengt ons allemaal een stuk dichter bij het hogere doel. Dus daarom doen we het. En ik hoop dat u als pers die boodschap kunt overdragen aan ons allemaal.
Unless there's any more questions, we can do a quick tour of the venue should you wish for the press. Perfect.